The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
Welcome back to the show. Great to have you with us. And of course, Lewis, great to have everybody from the I Love It When I Wake Up in the Morning and Barack Obama is President page with us. And everybody from the Too Informed to Vote Republican Facebook page. Check both of those out. Ross Story has a write-up about a new study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology, which says that atheists use science in the same way that believers of religion use faith in times of stress. They did two different tests, okay? They took members of competitive rowing teams. They recruited 100 of them, mostly in their 20s, all of whom said they lacked strong religious beliefs. The rowers were split into two groups. One group was going to be doing a race in a regatta, and the second group was facing a much less stressful, casual competition. And the group members were then asked whether they agree or disagree with statements like, for example, we can only rationally believe in what is scientifically provable, or all the tasks human beings face are soluble by science, or the scientific method is the only reliable path to knowledge. Those athletes who were going to be in the more stressful regatta were more likely to express a strong belief in these principles. That's test number one that was done. Part two of the study is where researchers asked staff and faculty of two big British universities who also said we don't have strong religious beliefs to write about one of two topics, their own death and their experiences with dental pain. And in the questionnaires that were completed after they did their writing, the subjects were asked to contemplate their own mortality like the stressed rowers, or rather those who were asked to write about their own mortality in the same way as the stressed rowers were significantly more likely to express strong agreement with scientific principles. Now, as interesting as this is, I am not subscribing to the idea that some try to use, which is that atheism is a religion because it is a set of beliefs that people ardently stick to, whatever. Because atheism is lack of belief in things for which you simply are required to have faith, and belief only in those things which you believe are provable by science or rational thinking or whatever the case may be. So I as interesting as I find the study, I am not subscribing to the idea that atheism is a religion. I just think it's interesting how opinion about how valuable you think these science-related statements are correlated with how stressful the situation was.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Of course, depending on where you conducted this study, you would probably have drastically different results.
The important question to me is, which is more useful to society, regardless of how it's interpreted by the individual? Faith in liberal, biblical, literal interpretations of biblical statements, for example, or stronger belief in science-based statements? I think that that's really where the distinction could be made, regardless of how they are interpreted by a believer in science who is not religious.
Yeah.